Are you serious? Are you serious? Everybody get some coffee and calm down. Well, I received this in the mail, a powerful Alabama Crimson Tide coffee cup. Of course, Alabama won the national championship. An unbelievable victory for them again and again and again. You guys got the best college coach in Nick Saban, let's just be honest. But, and so I received this letter in the mail, got this beautiful coffee cup, came in. I really want to thank Donna and Stephen down there in Alabama. They said, thank you, Pastor, and roll tide, roll tide. Brother, we watched your video about Alabama Crimson Tide football team with President Trump. Here is a small token of our love to you. Get a cup of coffee and calm down, they said. We will join you. Thank you, Donna and Stephen, down there in Alabama. Plus, they had a prayer request here for their family, their children, their grandchildren, their daughter-in-law who was in a terrible car accident that really needs to be healed. Her name is Dawn. I want you to pray for her. She broke her elbow and her wrist. And so pray for these folks. Wonderful people down there in Alabama. But let me say something. What good is a coffee cup? What good is a coffee cup without coffee? So, people send in prayer requests, people send offerings in, and sometimes when people send in an offering, they will write what they specifically like for the offering to go for, okay, what they want it to go to. And the same day I received the coffee cup from the folks down there in Alabama, from Donna and Stephen, I received a letter and a offering from Anthony down in Coconut Creek, Florida. And Anthony sent a donation in, and he specifically asked that it go for coffee. Now, that's the first time anybody has done that. We've received actual coffee from all over the world from people, and we just keep drinking. Literally, we just keep drinking the coffee that comes in. That's just whatever comes in, we drink it. It comes from Hawaii. Some of the best coffee in the world out of Hawaii, some of the unbelievable Guatemalan coffee, Colombian coffee, Tim Horton coffee comes down out of Canada. People send that community coffee down there in the South. Everything, okay? From everywhere. Jamaican coffee, amazing. But Anthony sends in an offering specifically to go for coffee. So what are the odds that showed up the same day as the cup showed up? So, Anthony, I just want you to know that your offering will help go to put coffee in the Alabama cup, all right? I hope you're not a Florida Gator fan. I hope you're okay with that. I have one more thing to say here today. We received a letter and a prayer request from Connie up there in Alaska. They're in the middle of a revival. God is moving. They've been praying for revival in Alaska. God is moving up there. But the preacher has now gotten sick. And so they're struggling with the situation. They really are asking for some prayer. And anytime I hear the word revival, I want to pray that God breaks loose. So pray that the preacher gets healed, but also pray that the revival continues. We need a revival. We need it all over this country and all over the world. We need it in Alaska. God bless you, Connie. We're praying. Folks, we'll be back in a little bit. We're going to have a powerful program today, starting at 12 noon Eastern. The Hawaii explosion with the volcano, the Guatemalan volcano explosion, all of the unbelievable stuff in Hawaii. The Lake of Fire River, the fissures, the haze, the lays, all of this. And all over the world, apocalyptic events are happening. Massive weather changes, strange events, large hail crashing everywhere. Well, David Meade is going to join us in today's broadcast. David Meade, who has been predicted that based on his analysis, he worked 10 years in the government as a researcher for the federal government. He's very gifted. He says that Planet X, or Nibiru, is going to go past our solar system. It's like a binary system. And he says as it goes by, there's going to be massive eruptions on the sun. It's going to affect the other planets. It's going to affect the earth. I mean, it's going to bring about the biblical coming apocalypse. And he said this. I interviewed him in January of this year. He was on my show. And he said later this year, you're going to see volcanoes erupting and massive things happening. Watch the Ring of Fire. Watch other planets. Well, folks, Hawaii is the epicenter of the apocalypse, it looks like. Guatemala's volcano was so horrific, it froze people in ash, just like the volcano of 79 AD, Vesuvius, Mount Vesuvius, when it just froze the people like ash in Pompeii. But he also said that planets will be affected. Well, guess what? There's a dust storm on Mars right now that is so magnanimous that the entire planet of Mars is filled with a dust storm. I mean, it's almost covered the whole planet. Imagine a dust storm that covered the entire Earth. Who ever heard of such a thing? Matter of fact, now the red planet of Mars looks orange like my shirt. What? And what's causing this? I asked Standeo this question yesterday when I interviewed him. He said, certainly the sun. The unbelievable things are happening on the sun that we've never seen before. And that's affecting Mars. That's going to affect all the planets in our solar system. It's affecting the Earth. There is going to be major changes because of the sun. Well, my question is, why is the sun affected? Now, I know what Jesus said. Jesus said there will be signs in the sun, the moon, the stars, distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. And men's hearts have failed them for fear, for looking after those things coming upon the earth. For the power of heaven shall be shaken. Okay, then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. When these things begin to come to pass, he said, look up, lift up your head. Your redemption draweth nigh. So David Meade predicted this was going to happen in mid-year, and here we are. And he said, and by October, it should be Nibiru or Planet X should do major apocalyptic events to the earth. All right, so we're bringing David Meade back. We need an update. We need to understand, is this about Planet X? It doesn't matter to me if there is a Planet X or a Nibiru or not. I don't know. Look at me. I'm just a little preacher in the cornfields of Indiana. What do I know? But I know this. I know the Bible. And I know Jesus said he was going to shake things up. I mean, the earth is shaking and quaking. Can I just look at the earthquake map right now? It's unbelievable. I'm just going to do this real fast. Let me just click on it. I mean, yesterday there was 207 earthquakes. 207 earthquakes. 180 of them were in Hawaii. What? Whoever heard us? And this is going on every day. And the lava is flowing, it's glowing, and the smog and the fog and the vog and the haze and the laze and the pain. And then, okay, here's the deal. It's even worse today. I just now looked. There's been 264 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. And I would have to take 15 minutes to count how many of them were in Hawaii. Okay, there was a 5.6 in Tonga, but I mean, it's all about Hawaii. I mean, it's the epicenter. There was a 5.2 in the South Sandwich Islands, but it's unreal. We're talking, it's got to be over 200 earthquakes. This thing's going to blow. This thing's going to blow. This is what David Meade said was coming. So today, don't miss today's live broadcast. It's going to start at 12 noon Eastern. Our guest, David Meade, he's controversial. Because the media said that he set a rapture date